Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life. Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Next to Madison. I'm excited for today's episode because we are talking fitness. During this COVID thing, a lot of people have kind of let it go with the gyms being closed, and some are being good about, logging in and doing kind of remote workouts, so to say, on either Instagram or YouTube or joining those programs. But it's hard when you're at home and it's a tough time. You just want to eat. I know I've put on the COVID-5, which isn't too bad, but it's still, those genes. And now we're getting into the holiday season. We're at the peak of it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, by the way. And so I want to bring on my guest on Next to Madison today. She is the owner of LA Private Pilates. I'd like to welcome Hilary Curwen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am excellent. So let's talk about that. I want to, people have heard about Pilates. There's your yoga and Pure Barre and spin and row house. Why is Pilates kind of your go-to, and why do you recommend it?
Well, so I grew up really athletic. I was a gymnast, and I competed in college, and I have tried everything. I taught everything. Like I started off as a personal trainer and taught cycling and HIIT classes and circuit training and all this stuff. And then I did Pilates, and that to me felt the most like I had the most control and I was seeing the most results. So for me now teaching, virtually with Pilates, my goal, I realized, is I want to teach something, especially when we're at home, that you do not wake up not wanting to do. HIIT training for me, if I had to go and do jumping jack and jump squats in my living room, I don't want to do that. Does not sound something I guess once I'm already in it, yes, it's not the worst. But when everything is kind of depressing and we just don't have the life we used to, the last thing I want to do is create a type of exercise regimen that you're dreading.
No, that's very well said, because I think that people, they're getting ready to work out, and that inner dialogue in your head is going on oh, I just want this to be over. I wish I didn't have to go to the gym. Can I eat a little less to not go? So it's that it is important to find something that you really, you love to do.
Yeah.
Which is good. So explain Pilates for people that aren't too familiar with it.
Sure. So it started off, Joseph Pilates invented it back in the day. Mm-hmm. And his is all about alignment and protecting the body. So these were, and now it's kind of morphed into, there's a very contemporary and athletic way of doing Pilates, but the basis is your core is where everything is coming from, and strengthening your core, that includes your hips and your lower back, obliques. The core is bigger than just your superficial abdominals, and that holding you upright and supporting every other muscle in your body is just important for spinal health. And as we age, and creating this nice, long, lean aesthetic also. Look, that's why dancers really love it. It's a light of control, and you're using either a reformer or a mat, right? So mat Pilates or a reformer or a tower or a chair. There's lots of, props you can use, equipment.
Okay.
Now I am just teaching. I went from teaching reformer for 10 years to now just teaching mat, obviously, because we are not going into studios, at least in LA. So, but I've taken the reformer aspects and made that kind of move to the floor. So I'll use bands and a ball or a pillow and little weights, so that we're doing exercises we would have done on the reformer. They're just slightly different.
Yeah, modified, because most people don't have a reformer in their house.
Right.
So that can be a little. So what are some of the exercises? Is it a lot of kind of just pulsing and burning out?
So an example would be something like if you're lying down on your side and you've got a booty band, one of those thick little bands that are offset around your legs, and you're lifting your leg and you're creating this constant movement an external push from your heel away from your body. So when you're doing that, when you push away with using tension on the top of the leg, you're creating this engagement through your glutes, the upper and outer part of your butt and your abductor. So the more you're pushing up and forward, it's not like you have to do 100 of them, you can do 10 of them, but it creates this very deep stress on the muscle. And then yes, you can go to little pulses just to make it harder and really like fatigue the muscle. But the goal is to find length. So that's an example of an exercise.
Okay.
Just extending away as well as you're holding your hip slightly up. Like there's a lot of little muscles that are active while you're hitting the bigger muscles.
Okay. Perfect. And so is it it's full body though, upper body?
I teach a full body class. Yeah. Even if I'm focusing more on focus more on the, the glutes today, I will always hit every muscle.
Okay. And how long are the classes that you offer? About 45 minutes?
They're 50 minutes. And then my privates are as well. It's like 55 minutes.
Okay. And so where are you offering these?
So my live group classes are via Zoom, and then I do privates in person. So we'll do outside masked up and, safe, all that jazz, or I'll do virtual for people who, either are on a different side of the country or just prefer not to be, around other people right now.
Right. Okay. And so if somebody was going to join your Zoom class, how do they go about doing that?
So right on my website, or hit me up on, on Instagram, right on my website, there's a form to fill out and just like interested in, and just shoot me that, submit that form, and I will send over all the information, the link to sign up, the schedule, and any equipment that, household equipment that could be useful.
Okay. And how much do you charge per class?
It comes out to $10 to $12, just depending on the pack.
Okay, perfect.
And ends up being like 10 to 11 for packages. So it's super affordable. Yeah.
So, okay, perfect. And when do you think people will start seeing results if they're new to Pilates and they just kind of started? And
honestly, I've noticed, I've had a handful of people and can safely say if they're doing it twice a week, 3 weeks.
Wow. Can you do it more than twice a week?
Yeah, but I would never tell someone to do Pilates once a week. It's just like, I just don't, I see it taking a lot longer to achieve any sort of goal when you're doing 45 minutes, 50 minutes, once a week. But I've had a friend who I was like, honestly, you will see a difference. Just go ahead and do it. Just do twice a week. She did it 3 weeks and she was like, oh my God, that was like, I actually feel stronger. My body feels like slightly tighter around my waist. I was like, no, I know that. Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. And the classes are tough. So I have a library, like a subscription method as well. And I have beginner, intermediate, and then advanced, and then prenatal. So I work a lot with prenatal and postnatal women as well.
Okay, perfect. And so do you do cardio on top of this, or are you more just Pilates?
So the way I teach, I'm getting your heart rate up, and there's no cardio involved there. Some of my videos, I'll have little cardio blast videos. And then personally for my workout, I do a walk every day. And that actually, I was a runner. I did boot camps all the time. And I actually find that doing my walk every day is actually really beneficial.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's talk about diet, because we are, in the thick of holiday season, and, people are eating unlike they would normally eat, or even COVID, like people are just, comfort eating. So what's a kind of a diet that you would recommend
So I went through such a roller coaster of the way I would eat. When I was in high school, I was like, could eat whatever I wanted. I went to college, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I gained some weight. How does that happen? And I went to the extreme. Okay, I'll eat very little. It was probably disordered eating, just because I didn't really know. And I was like, I'll have like this little teeny tiny piece and be hungry and then have an apple. So I learned a lot from that, because I didn't like that feeling of just not understanding food. So I want to always be able to eat like treats, be able to give myself, if I'm wanting a donut, I'm going to have a donut. But I want to make sure I'm always having like a lot of fiber in my diet, and drinking a lot of water, and being really present to what I'm eating. I'm not always like that. Sometimes I'll eat terribly, but even me being terrible is still like, I want to be always eating vegetables. I probably won't put a lot of like sauces or butter in what I'm eating. It's like a very basic way of eating.
Okay.
And if I'm going to eat a little crazy and have a brownie or whatever, it's going to be small.
Okay.
I hate, it is moderation. And like, we hear this all the time, but it's being present. I'm having a brownie right now. Okay. How does this feel in my mouth? Okay. I'm going to eat this and really be here with what I'm eating. Because if we're not, you just constantly are putting food in your mouth because you're not really aware of how your body's feeling when you're eating it. So that is my big advice when it comes to food.
Okay, that makes sense, because really you're just kind of eating to eat. Sometimes either we eat out of hunger, we eat out of boredom,
Totally.
but being present, it's like, what do you,
yeah,
which is a good thing. So with the holidays, obviously we're in a different type of year, so there's not going to be as many really parties. And if there's smaller gatherings, but there's still going to be a lot of food out there. What is your advice to not overeat at a little gathering?
To eat before you go. Not really, but eating, being prepared, going, okay, I'm going to this thing. There will probably be a pie there. There's calling me this. It's going to look really good. I'm going to go not being starving, first of all. Mm-hmm. I will never go to like, even my family dinner, like I will never go starving. I will have, some salmon or something that is satiating and feels good. And it's not, crappy food. Drink a lot of water. And then load up on vegetables when I'm there.
Okay. And that kind of keeps you full and all that.
Yeah.
And then save your,
like less like, oh, let me eat this, let me eat this, let me eat. Because when we're hungry, we just go to like, I'm gonna have it all. Instead of, oh, I can like hang out for a minute. Like, I don't need to eat all this right now.
Right. Or go full, and that way you can save your calories for the booze.
Right. I mean, I do love my booze. So yes.
Right.
Agree. So I love my wine.
Let's talk about, okay, so wine is your thing, because wine has a lot of sugar. A lot of people are like tequila or vodka.
Yes.
Because of the kind of low sugar content. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I don't think one glass of wine is like, if I'm drinking a whole bottle, I'm going to have a headache. It's not going to make me feel good. I love tequila. A really like skinny girl drink. I mean, skinny girl, but like, it's great. Is tequila, lime juice, slices of jalapeno. Oh. And like a little seltzer water, because it gives you the same idea of like as a margarita, like a spicy margarita, and spiciness in your drink also slows down your drinking process. So you don't actually like, if you can do spicy, then I'm like, I spice everything up.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a very good call.
Yeah. Little tip.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you say to those people that are saying, you know what, we're already in the holidays, I'm going to start January 1st?
So I say, why would you do that when you can start tomorrow? Because what you're doing, you're going, I'll do it one day. This idea of like, I'll do it one day. I have a date in mind. I'll do it then. Well, what is stopping you? You just ask yourself questions. What's stopping you from doing it tomorrow? Oh, well, I'm going to a party tomorrow. Okay. How about you eat really well for the first half of the day, and then you go to the party and you give yourself so-and-so, whatever. There's constant like pushing of like, oh, I will do it. I will do it. Is like, it's just procrastinating. It's like you're in school and you have a paper to write and you go, well, I'll do it the night before. Well, if it's going to be a lot better probably if you start it now and you have the time to work on it. And that's the same with just creating good habits. Just bite the bullet and start.
Right, exactly. Because that's the thing, is you never want to wait till January and then you're at the gym with everybody and their mother.
Right.
And then it's just the crowded. I mean, it's been weird because I haven't been to a gym since COVID started. And I miss the machines and the weights. So I've actually been doing at home bar classes.
Oh, cool. Uh-huh.
So, which is like, burning out that muscle. How is Pilates different from pure bar method?
So I think bar is boring. I get bored with it. I like to, and I also like it a little bit more challenging, personally. So I'm just talking about from my like a personal preference. I like creativity and I like things changing constantly. So I'm not knowing the same routine and same ideas all the time. I like variation. I like using different props that you normally wouldn't use. I like more than just knowing, oh, I have to pulse right now. I like something different. So I also get a deeper burn when I'm doing Pilates versus bar.
Because I've never done Pilates. So I need to join one of your
Oh
classes.
my gosh, if you do bar stuff, you would love it. It's so great. It's so great.
Yeah,
and I've done all the workouts. It's so great.
Okay, perfect. Because I was finding with bar when I was doing it, she would switch it up and it was fine, but like the plies and the closed plie, it was like kind of hurting my knees a little bit, and I felt like I couldn't get the form all the way. And I was
That's the biggest thing is like the form, because if you're not doing it correctly, like even with ab work, this is so funny with Pilates, it's all about pulling down and towards the floor, because you're creating a flat abdominal wall. The more you can learn how to teach your abdominals to lift and pull back that way, the more you're going to see a result, versus pushing forward. You think, oh, I'm doing a lot of ab, I'm doing so much ab stuff. But you're actually not creating this like flatter wall. Instead, you're kind of just pushing forward. So you're just using your abs in a different way that are not maybe the most efficient.
Okay. So do you guys do a lot of plank work in
I mix everything. Sometimes I'll probably do a little bit more plank than others, but I will move in a plank. So if I'm doing a plank, I'll do like with a leg lift and a cross so that you can work your waist, work your obliques, and then move in it. I'm not going to just hold planks because that's boring. I'm also I like to be moving. I like to be like the time to go by fast. The worst thing is to be like, oh my God, it's been 20 minutes. For me, the best thing I can hear is like, oh my gosh, that was so fast. Like, that didn't even feel like 50 minutes. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, that's what you want. You don't want to be looking at your watch going, oh my gosh, how many more minutes do I have left?
Yeah.
So to say. So totally. What do you think, I feel like every time we turn around, there's like a new workout app or craze or what do you think it could be next?
That's a great question. Something to do, there'll be some sort of equipment that's made for your home and this probably already exists. Right. And it like attaches to like a balcony and you're pulling. I have no idea what will be next. I have no idea, because it's just whatever it is, it won't be something new, crazy and new. It'll be something that's already been made, and it's just variation. Because you look at Pilates reformers, there was a reformer and something it just morphed into other things. And then it was like a crazy reformer, then one that was on hydraulics. It's just things that are already existing. We're just going, oh, but what if we put that on wheels? It's just adding to whatever is already out there.
No, that makes sense. So do you work with any celebrities or anything when you're out in LA?
So right now, who do I have I don't know if I can say them. I don't know if I can say it.
I mean, it's up to you. I have no restrictions.
So I have right now Vanessa Bayer from SNL.
Oh, nice.
And I have a few other women that I'm not with, that like will go on and off. I have Sarah Paxton who's a working actress. You've seen like a lot of movies. I've had some people take my classes just like on like a few here and there. Nina Dobrev took my class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I have a lot of producers and writers. So that's the majority of my people are producers and writers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very cool. And so do you ever get so what is your advice? Because I'm sure you get this in LA and working with celebrities is I need to get off like 5 pounds in 1 week or 2 weeks. What is your advice for that? And how do you safely accomplish that?
So here's the thing. 1 or 2 weeks dropping weight is, you don't look at that as like, oh, this is something that we're a long-term thing. If you're dropping weight for something, for a role, dropping weight for a reason, then 100% is going to come back. It's just like you're probably calorie restricting for that meantime. If it's like, you got to drop it this week. Because a healthy way of losing weight is, 1 to 2 pounds a week for, generally.
Right.
So if that is it, then it's most likely, eating like really super clean, steaming your vegetables instead of using butter. It's like those little things. I don't I try to shy away from putting that as the emphasis, because my work is all about creating a body that feels like you feel confident in your body, and you feel strong, and you feel and you don't have any injuries. Like, a lot of people also come to me that have injuries, and I'm trying to strengthen the muscles so that they don't have to have surgery, or so they can do planks, and so they're not sore on their shoulders when they hold a plank.
Okay.
So I want to support the body, not put it in pain. And when when you are trying to drop weight really fast, it is stressing. You actually are stressing the body. You're putting it through havoc.
Yeah. I mean, because it seemed, yeah, you're right, 1 to 2 pounds. And if you look at it, restricting, I think 1 pound a week is like you restrict 500 calories, and then like 2 pounds is like 2,000 or 1,000 calories. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Starving.
Yeah, it's craziness. And like, hey, you can do, cleanses and all that stuff, and cleanses will drop the weight pretty quickly, and then it will come back. It will.
Yeah,
that's always come back.
That's true. How
long it'll take, but it'll come back.
So do you recommend cleanses and detox, and how often?
I like a prolonged cleanse. The prolonged cleanse is 5 days. It's kind of expensive, but it's like these soups and stuff.
Okay.
It's not made for weight loss. It's something that is just like resetting your system, resetting the gut, good body. I do believe in a cleanse, not juice cleanses. I don't think juice cleanses are actually that great for you.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't do cleanses anymore, but I think they're also great for self-control. They're great for, also you come back to food and you're like, oh, I don't have to eat as much as I thought I did. And that was the biggest takeaway for me, is when I've done cleanses, is coming back to food and being like, oh my God, I'm used to eat like a whole bag of this. I don't need to do that.
Yeah. Do you think because it shrinks your stomach, or you just get rid of the parasites that are craving the bad stuff?
No, I think you become more aware when you're eating soup and being like, every sip of this soup, because you're like, this is all I have in this cleanse. Let me like really like enjoy it. And so when you get back to food, you're like, I have so much now.
Yeah.
And then you start eating, you go, oh, I'm full. Wow, look at what I used to have, this little thing for that week. And now I have this much. And I think it just comes down to awareness. And yeah, I guess your stomach shrinks a little bit, but it's, and then you probably start going back to normal food eating like in 2 weeks. But
yeah.
But in that time, it's really, it's connecting with you, with yourself and your gut and your brain. Okay. I think it's really cool.
And so the brand is called Prolong?
Yeah. Prolon.
Oh, Prolong. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Gotcha. And so you just go online, like those juice cleanses. Yep. And
not juice. It's their special cleanse, but it's not a juice.
Okay.
It's like some soups, like dehydrated soups.
So did you feel full, or were you miserable for 5 days?
I was okay. I was hungry. I drank a lot of water. I was thinking about food all day, but I survived. After a few days, you're like, all right, I can do this. I can do it.
Yeah, it's just getting through that first day. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about, and I've had people on the show that are talking about just the benefits of fasting.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get there, and I'm like, you just get so hungry. It's like, how do you get rid of those hunger pains?
I think what it is not looking at it as like, I have to get rid of it. It's going, I'm going to acknowledge the way my body feels. Mm-hmm. And that's it. It's acknowledging I'm hungry. Okay. So what? You're hungry. That's what my mom used to say. My mom was like, when we used to fast on Yom Kippur, she'd be like, yeah, okay, you're hungry. So what? And I was like, but it's a big deal. Like, I'm so hungry. And then when you go, okay, so
yeah,
it's such a funny way of just like, you're acknowledging, I'm not acknowledging I'm hungry, and then what? And you just move on. It's like really
So how often do you do fast?
I don't anymore. I stopped 2 years ago.
Okay, you probably have so much muscle, you're good to go.
Yeah, I just don't feel like it.
Yeah.
You know what, I have to be in the headspace to want to do it.
Yeah, because I was trying, because one guest that we previously had on had talked about how, fasting and kind of removing like the need to eat all the time and some of the parasites can actually help you tune into your inner intuition and like just help you connect more with yourself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do this because, if I like am stuck on something or I need to work on something and I can't they said to starve yourself. And I'm like, but usually when you're hungry, you're irritable and you can't think straight. But I guess it's getting past that block.
Yeah. And also just sitting in the block, sitting in the discomfort, sitting in the pain, and we all, even when we're, going through breakups, it's like, I want to get over the feeling so that I can get back to my normal, the way I was living life.
Totally.
What is it like? What is it like to sit in it and feel it?
Yeah.
It's not going to kill you. Isn't it? It's like terrifying, right? It's scary to go, oh, but I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel the hunger. I don't want to feel the discomfort. Well, what would it be like to do that? And then you kind of get a lot of strength out of it. There's a lot of confidence. You don't walk away with nothing, when you go through something like an experience that you don't want to do, you come away a little stronger,
Oh, absolutely. It's very true. Yeah. And speaking of breakups, people usually go one or two ways. They either lose a lot of weight or they put on a ton of weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost weight on my breakup, and then it came back on very fast afterwards.
Right, exactly. When you're like, I don't need this person anymore, and then
it's just like you feel sick, and so when you just you don't want to eat. I remember that with the last breakup. I was like, I just don't feel good. It's literally coming into my stomach.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it can do. So it always kind of affects some people. I know when I get depressed or whatever, I don't tend to eat. And so I know when I have that extra weight, I'm like, can I just get sad for 5 days?
Yeah.
But you don't really want that.
I know. I
was like, this happiness is killing me.
I know. I think just drinking water when it comes to, feel like, I want to get rid of these few pounds. Just drink a lot of lemon water, wake up. The first thing you do when you wake up, drink lemon water, be really conscious of what you want to eat that day. Breakfast is the big thing to jumpstart your day. Or if you're an intermittent fast or whatever, it's just going, this is the way I want to start the day. So if I start the day with pancakes, chances are I'm going to have something else sugary, halfway through the day. And I don't want to do that. Maybe I do, but for the most part, I'm trying not to do that.
So you mentioned lemon water first thing in the morning. Does it matter if it's hot or cold?
I think probably warmer as it gets colder outside. It's just probably better for digestion. I don't ever really drink cold water. It's room temperature.
Okay.
Warmer room temperature is nice. Just not ice cold. I wouldn't drink ice cold. I think it's just harder for your body to break down, and it's kind of jarring.
Right. And what is the benefit of the lemon?
It kind of it helps with digestion. So you have to go to the bathroom a lot afterwards. It's kind of a diuretic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I like lemon and water.
I have lemon water over here. I love it. Yeah.
Gosh, I can't go to a restaurant without having lemon in my water.
Oh, I love that.
It's just so good. So good. But yeah, you hear my parents do the warm lemon water in the morning. And I'm like a run to the coffee machine.
Yeah. I love my water and my coffee. Coffee is my thing in the morning.
So you do your water and lemon first, and then you go to your.
While I'm doing it, while I'm making the coffee, I'll drink it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say to people that they can get the most benefit out of their at-home workout?
So making a schedule. So I know that we all in the beginning are like, oh my God, so gung-ho. I'm going to do this 3 times a week. And then third weekend, you make an excuse. Oh, I said I would do this. Oh, I told I was going to bake this cake. When you put fitness as a priority, even if it's 20 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes, making it a priority is really important because this is your time for yourself. No matter if you have a job, you're a parent, you're unemployed, whatever it is, just going, I'm going to make this time for myself consistently, whatever days a week. That is my biggest thing, because what we can do is otherwise start making excuses. And once it becomes a pattern, a habit, I should say, it's oh, I need to do my work. That's part of my day. That is one of my priorities. And I'm going to treat it as so. Because if you're just interested and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And you don't, in the beginning, you're kind of gung-ho and then you just kind of throw it to the wayside. You're not going to see the results you want.
Right. No, it's true. And, I don't have kids yet, but most of my friends do. And, some of my friends have just said, you got career, you got family, you've got your fitness, and you just can't do it all the time. So one of them has to go. And some people have let the fitness go. And I'm like, wait a second,
Yep.
So what do you say to those busy mamas that are just running around like crazy between work and getting the kids dropped off or homeschooling? Like, how can they carve out that time to where they're not sacrificing from their family and they can still do it all?
So I want to first preface that I am not a parent. And so I don't know the ins and outs of what their schedule is. I do know I have clients who are parents. I have one mother who never really worked out. Maybe here and there she would take a Pilates, like not very consistent. She got 2 young kids. She works full time. She is a boss at work. She has a very demanding job. Both her and her husband work. For her, it's what I had mentioned, going my Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning are my time. And yes, the fact that she doesn't work out without me. So I come to her, and those 2 days a week are like, she doesn't cancel. She doesn't ever cancel. If we have to like move our time around, then we'll move our time around. But like, she is committed to herself. So she goes, this is the time for myself. Even if the kids are like jumping on the whatever, give them the TV. This is my time, and I'm going, and I'm like, yeah. And it also for parents out there that that don't feel like they can even do that 45 minutes, 20 minutes. I want to say that you can find 20 minutes because what does that mean? What does that mean? Waking up 20 minutes earlier? Is that the end of the world? I don't know.
That's true. And then what do you say about, because I know some people work out in the morning and then some people work out at night. What do you think is most beneficial? The morning, first thing when you get up, before breakfast?
So I don't actually have a preference on this because for me, it is, you do what, even at this point, it's like, if you can just do it, you've won. So it does not matter. It does not matter. Now, if I do the benefits, there's a benefit in the morning, there's a benefit at night. Benefit in the morning, you've done it. Yes. You got through it. You don't have to worry about that the rest of your day. It jump starts, your metabolism. You probably have a little bit more energy. You feel good. I love working out in the morning. I used to only work out in the morning. Then my schedule got too crazy. And so I would fit it in at 2:00 in the afternoon. There is nothing bad about that. Working out at night. The only downside to working out at night is sometimes you got a little bit more energy and it might be harder to fall asleep, or maybe it's easier for you to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So it does not matter. Just do it. Just find the time and do it.
No, it's so true. Cause it's like once you get into the habit, like almost like creating that lifestyle, it just becomes part of your life. But I know when I miss more than like 2 or 3 days working out, I am just it's so hard to get back into it.
Oh, it's hard to get back in.
Sometimes,
yeah. But yeah, so I even like, I'm going on vacation or something. Yeah. I'm from a weird family. We like work out on vacations. Like
that's a good thing.
I know. I had a friend come with me to Mexico one year, and she came down, and my whole family is like in the little gym and in the resort. And she was just like, ew, your family is so extra. Like they are. And it's not because any one of them are like, I gotta lose the weight. It's part of our lifestyle. It is a part of us feeling good. And my sister is not that way. And so it's like, she needs people around her to do it, and then she'll do it. And then she'll never regret work. You never regret working out.
No, you never do.
So, right. So it's like, okay, but how do I just do it? Even on like, if I'm away, even if I'm in a place I don't really, it doesn't have it doesn't have my machine I like. It doesn't have, I'm at someone's house. Go for a walk outside. Go for a 30-minute walk. Say you're going to leave and go for a walk. Like, that's it. That's it.
Because just like the walking, are you into like the steps? Like hitting 10,000 a day and all that?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm also so funny. Like, maybe it's because I'm an instructor, but I'm like, I don't like being told what to do. So like the idea, like the steps thing is like, I don't need that telling me. I'm going to do what I want. No, I hit more than that anyway. I think I walk for like 45 to 50 minutes every day, and then I'm doing Pilates. So like, I'm good. And I feel good, so I don't,
Yeah, because you look like you got some pipes on you.
I mean, I'm
those arms, girl.
I am very, very strong.
Yeah, which is key, you know, because I think it's the strength. I think it's like, you know, instead of, it used to be get skinny and now it's get fit.
Get fit. Yeah. Being fit, definitely, it's having its moment right now.
So what's your go-to workout gear for fitness fashion?
I love Aloe. I love Aloe's style. I love
Aloe.
ALO.
What is Aloe?
Oh, you probably have seen it. You just don't. It's very, like, I feel like New York, it's very popular in New York as well. Their style's really cute.
Okay.
Their flagship stores here in Beverly Hills, but I liked Beyond Yoga. I like their softness of their fabric, and I like Beach Riot. Beach Riot Active, I think, is really funky and kind of sexy. It's like kind of a sexier look, which is fun.
Yeah. So no Lululemon for you?
Not anymore. I think I liked Lulu back, 10 years ago. I don't love the style anymore. I think it's kind of boring for me. And the fabric's a little on the thick side, so it doesn't feel like as nice and like buttery as other fabrics do.
Right. Well, let's talk about the camel toe.
Yeah. And I'm so short. Like my legs are so short. I feel like that's always an issue. You never know.
Well, it's like which brand of workout gear gets rid of that camel toe? Because I had some Zellas or something.
Yeah, they have at Nordstrom. Yeah.
Yes, at Nordstrom, and I need to wear like a tunic with it because it is like camel toe.
And it's just the wrong that style. It doesn't work for your body because but the way they're cut, it's all about the cut. So yeah, no, they're definitely out there without a camel toe. You just have to try it on. I like Beach Riot's stuff. A lot.
Yeah, and some people like the camel toe. So if you were rocking it,
do it.
I heard that people this summer, apparently there was a trend. Maybe it was that you would cut the inside lining out of your bikini, so you would show more of your camel toe at the beach. That was a trend. That was a real trend. I didn't participate, but I'm like, wait a second. I'm doing everything to get rid of this camel toe.
Wait, I have never heard that. Like part of me is like, yes, very like, yes, women do all the things you want to do. But also part of me is like, okay, I mean, I'm not going to do that, but great.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, if you saw it, you're like, but yeah, it's one of those things where like, I don't think the camel toe is attractive.
That's not my style, but teach his own.
Yeah, but it's always some of these leggings. Like I have some Lululemons that will mask it, and then other ones that I'm like, what the hell? These are like the same. Was it like a different year they were manufactured? I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's all different cuts. Yeah.
I know. And you said that Beach Riot has the sexy stuff, but we're not going to the gym.
What am I wearing right now? Okay, so this is an Aloe sports bra.
Oh, very cute.
And this is like reversible.
Okay.
What am I wearing? Bottoms. These are not cute bottoms. Yeah, but the Beach Riot stuff is like kind of like a lower cut. It's got like a crosses. There's like a little like midi shirts, crop shirts. It's cute. Yeah.
I know, because people are now not just working out. Like in the 80s or the 90s, right? You would always see those like Sweating with Denise or whatever it was, that woman. And it'd be in the workout gear, but you wouldn't go shopping in that.
Now you do. It's athleisure. Yeah, you're going. It's sexy and like comfortable. Why wouldn't you wear that all day if it looks good and it's comfortable? Like that's all we all want that. We all want to look comfortable. We all want to feel comfortable.
Well, that's exactly right. So yeah, I think it's probably the trend's gone up even more because people are like, okay, I can be comfortable. I can be in athletic gear, and I always like to during this time I like to put on the athletic gear in the morning because then I'm like, well, if I feel like working out, then I'm just ready to go. I just throw,
Totally.
And it's just like one of those things. So this is great. So tell us more about like your company and like where we can find you again, so everybody kind of has that reminder.
Sure. So first off, you can follow me on Instagram at Hilary, Hilary Kerwin, Curwen.
Okay.
Or my website, laprivatepilates.com. And if you would like, interested in classes or working privately or just any, just questions about Pilates in general, you can reach out via my website or DM me. I answer my DMs.
Okay.
And yeah, my company is just pretty much working. The overall arching idea is creative ways to connect and sculpt your body that you don't dread and that are constantly like waking up these muscles that you normally would not use, these smaller muscles that create this beautiful definition and strength and control, and making it very much some mind-body experience. And I ended up working, like when I work privately, I preface it by saying, I don't do, working together for 1 month when it's privately, because you're going to see results when it's at least 3 months. You're going to start real results. So my clients are all pretty like long-term people, because it's creating, it's getting this into their life. And then my virtual classes are so fun. I end up teaching, it's a little bit more of like an advanced level, which with modifications, if anyone needs modifications. And then my subscription service, also like you can find me through, my website for that. I have beginner and intermediate, and then I do small private groups via Zoom as well, which is really fun, like groups of friends. So it feels like they're working out together. So that's nice.
That is fun. Yeah. And are you doing it from your home during this time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're in their home, you're in your home. So it's relatable.
Oh my gosh. So relatable. And like, all you need is your mat and like some household items, and so easy.
So what about free weights in this? I meant to ask that earlier.
Yeah. So I actually tell all my clients to get ankle weights between 1 and 2 pounds. And then I say little weights. I don't say anything over 3 or 4 pounds, like 1 to 3 pounds hand weights, because you do not need that. It's just like, and I'm very strong and I would never use 5-pound weights. So, and then resistance bands, so TheraBands and booty bands and sliders on the ground to really like work against like concentric movements of the body. Yeah, it's like a lot of just fun stuff you can use, and the equipment's super cheap.
Okay, perfect. And what would you say before we wrap up? And again, all her stuff will be on our website under her episode, nexttomadison.com. So you can easily find her, link up with her, all that good stuff. So don't worry about trying to go back and writing everything down. Everything will be in that area. Also, we talked about her pipes, her biceps. So you can see that on YouTube. I know most people don't listen on YouTube. They're listening on audio. But if you want to see the video, I'm always super shiny. It's great. I don't know why, but it just happened. It's one of those things. Everyone's like, I'm sweating. No, I'm glowing. The glow part of it. Oh, well, thank you. What would you say to end it that would motivate somebody to be like, you know what, I'm starting today. I know it's Thanksgiving, or maybe you're listening to this afterwards. Not a big deal. What do you need to do to like?
What would be motivating is to say, it's not as scary as you think. It's stop building. I don't want to say stop. It's like, sounds like reductive, but no need to build something up in your mind of this like mountain that you have to climb. Think of it less of a mountain of getting to, because that's overwhelming, is to go, I haven't worked out in, a year, and I feel big, and I don't feel like I want to work out, but I keep putting it off because it seems like a mountain. It seems like it's just overwhelming, and it's not. Don't do it for the end result. Do it for the, like, how you will feel at the end of today. I think looking at it like small bits as opposed to this overarching, like where you want to be, is a lot easier to actually start.
Yeah, no, perfectly said. And my one last question that just popped into my head. Men obviously can do Pilates. Is it beneficial for them if they're trying to get that chiseled look?
Oh, baby. Yeah. I've had, I have like a model and actor who take my class. I have a bunch of guys who do. And I think, I just get constantly from them. It's just like, this is so hard.
Yeah.
core work, and they're just not used to doing that much core work. But
okay.
guys love it. Guys really do. And also they're like, oh, it's like yoga. It's nothing like yoga. Just throwing that out. Nothing like yoga. But you have a mat. So I guess in that way, it's like, you've got a mat. But yeah.
Different. Yeah, I'm not a yoga fan. I kind of, I'm totally of that workout. Like if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work. That's just my thing. And I don't feel that pain with yoga. So I'm like, but yeah, I am going to, because I told you I'd never done Pilates, I'm going to go in and do one of your Zoom classes.
Love it. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Excited. Yay. Cause I've been doing the bar and I'm kind of getting bored. So I'm excited to try this.
Totally.
So this will be great. Well, Hilary, thank you so much for your time. This has been amazing. And you guys listening, wherever you're listening, thanks again for tuning into another episode of Next to Madison. And we'll see you guys next time to find out who's next. Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.